Ah, Patricia, I'm sorry to wake you like this, but I just couldn't stay away. The look you gave me this morning drove me wild. It's been fizzing round my brain all morning, igniting a longing in me loins. I've never felt this way before. I feel like a schoolboy. Let me hold you. You're the sexiest livestock I've ever seen. I want to tell you everything. I need to bind my soul to yours. I dream of going on long summer walks, then coming home and sucking on your succulent teats. That's it, baby. Present for me. That bitch Mavis doesn't want to touch me no more, and that sow Penelope has been giving me the cold shoulder around the trough. You're my good time girl. I know society won't understand our love, but we can run away together. I know an island which is owned by a Russian oligarch. Anything goes there. Give me a kiss, gorgeous. Woo! Woo! Oh, look, my love. A barn owl. Look how cute he is. Oh, he swooped down to the floor. Hello, cutie. What's your name? Oh, Patricia! He's begging me good self. Oh, I can see the lights. Oh, I'm running towards it. It's beautiful. It's effervescent. Its calming presence harkens back to a simpler time. It's all I've ever wanted. It's the Gaz and Dave podcast. Ah! Ooh, ooh, ooh. Gaz and Dave podcast. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Gaz and Dave podcast. We have returned.
Yeah, we're back.
It's been quite a long time.
You thought you'd gotten away with it.
Have you been up to anything interesting, David, in our brief absence?
Actually, yeah. I decided to try a bit of role playing in the bedroom.
Oh, that's saucy.
It didn't go well.
Right. She wasn't into it.
No, I think I kind of been playing a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. So
oh dear, that's taken a turn.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Right.
Which basically meant that she had a headache.
Oh, I see.
So we didn't really get any further than that.
Oh, David. Well, I've been up to a lot of interesting things recently. I've written a screenplay.
Ooh.
Which we heard as the cold opening of the show. It's a horror drama, which I wrote during one glorious summer weekend, which is called Barnageddon.
Nice title.
Yeah, it's about some evil barn owls, and you heard the opening scene as the cold open to this very episode.
I wonder what that was.
Yeah. I snuck in and recorded it while you were asleep.
Okay.
Yeah, you sleep a lot, David. You
I do.
Get that looked at. Are your dreams better than reality? Is that what that's about?
I'm still not sure this is reality. What if you're my dream?
That's true. This is the worst dream you could possibly have in that.
Well, yeah, but that's how I know. That's why I wonder whether it's real or
not. Well, we've had lots of letters.
Have we?
About our return, yes.
Ooh.
They flopped through the letterbox of our undisclosed location last week. A Father Pickford of the Isle of Wight asks, when are you guys coming back? I've been so bored and bereft of meaning, I've actually been praying. I'm not sure what that's about, really.
That sounds, I think he might want to seek out a new vocation by the sounds of things. But,
possible.
Okay.
Well, Chief of the Cardiff Constabulary, Judith Rogers, asks, come back with a new episode, or I'll tell all of my police to stop solving crimes.
Right. Well, they can keep solving crimes, I guess. I think the Cardiff Police Force might want to get a new chief, but,
okay.
It's fine.
It's all right, there's one more. Fine. A Mr. P. McCartney of Los Angeles writes, your last 2 podcasts were better than anything I've ever done. Make a new one, or I'll re-release the frog chorus.
God.
Yeah, it was that stirred us into action.
Yeah, no one wants that.
Off the sofa.
No one needs that.
That's it, yeah. Another thing I've been doing recently, I've been engaging in flanneling. Do you know what that is, David?
Do you go around hitting people in the face with a wet flannel?
No. Flanneling is actually a masturbatory act in which you finish yourself into a flannel and then you tilt your head backwards and slap said flannel onto your face.
Okay, why?
Well, I've been a bit down in the dumps recently. I've been watching a lot of Cash in the Attic, and that's all. I needed something to do with my hands, and that's all I came up with, really.
Okay, maybe you should have taken up smoking.
This is true. This is true. There were actually some problems though, because
I'm sure there were.
I live with my mother, as you know, and I've been struggling to, I don't want her to find the flannels because it's embarrassing. So I don't wash them. I actually hide them under the bed, and they dry naturally, and they make some very interesting shapes. In fact, one of them looks like an otter rearing up. Right. But
you didn't think, like, I could burn these or wash them, or,
You've obviously done this a lot more than me, David.
No, this is off the top of my head.
You're the expert.
Anything rather than just let my cum-encrusted flannels dry under my bed.
Well, it gets worse, actually, because my mum came into my room. She was calling up that she was coming up the stairs, and I panicked, and I put them all on the top shelf in my bedroom, which she can't reach. She's quite short, so she can't actually see over the top of the shelf either, so she can't see what's on them. So I shoved them all up there hastily, and she came in and she's training for her next Ultimate Fighting match. She's actually undefeated in 700 appearances in the octagon.
I know, I've seen her move.
Yeah, so she was jumping around on the spot. She's been doing a lot of tuck jumps to kind of get in shape for the fight. This caused the whole room to shake, and the flannels actually fell off. They came loose from the shelf, landed on her, shattered on impact, and all the shards of the flannel stuck themselves in her face. She screamed her head off and hit the ground. She was dead before she hit the ground. So that's probably why we've had such a big break, because I've been dealing with the funeral arrangements and seeking help for my problem. I've made some positive steps. I found Jesus. So the local priest actually gave me some really good advice on how to wash flannels. He seemed to know a lot about it. So now they've given me a stress ball. So whenever I'm watching Cash in the Attic, I now just use the stress ball, squeeze it away. So it stops me. But I do have some moments of weakness, and I jam the stress ball in my mouth and then gently finger my arsehole. So that's what I've been up to, David. I'm glad you asked.
It's nice to see that the death of a parent can lead to self-growth, I guess.
Thank you, David. That's very kind of you to say. Yeah. I've also been thinking a lot about Fireman Sam.
Right.
I've been watching a lot of it.
I hope that wasn't while the flannels were involved.
No, I've been watching a lot of it with my daughter.
I really hope that that's not when the flannels were involved.
No, they were very different. I can't stress enough how little the flannels were involved in Fireman Sam.
Good.
There was no crossover.
Good.
So, Fireman Sam. I've watched quite a lot of episodes of Fireman Sam with my daughter, and it's come clear to me how much Norman Price is the cause of the incidents in Fireman Sam. The fires, he gets stuck in trees, he gets people lost at sea, and they always have to rescue him. And it really piqued my curiosity. My daughter goes to her mum's a lot, and obviously I watch the episodes when she's not there, so that I can catch up on the storyline, so that when she comes back, I'm at the same place as her. So it's piqued my curiosity, and so I decided to go back and watch every episode of Fireman Sam ever made since '87. And I did various calculations, and I've come to the conclusion that Norman Price was actually responsible for 91% of the emergency incidents in Pontypandy. So I think that it's probably best that next time there's a fire and they get a phone call and the bell rings and they say, oh, it's Norman Price, he's stuck in his house, he's on fire. When Fireman Sam's pulling on his overalls, someone should just lightly tap him on the shoulder and say, Sam, let him burn.
It's like an intervention.
Let him burn.
It's like you're encouraging this serial arsonist. We all know it won't end with him just setting little fires. At some point, he's going to turn into a serial killer.
That's right.
I mean, he does come off as that kind. He does give that creepy. He probably dissects animals.
Yeah. There's not a lot
before
to do.
They're dead.
There's not a lot to do in Pontypandy, is there?
Well, it's in Wales, isn't there? I mean,
well, that's what I mean. Okay, we've got nothing against Welsh people. I'd like to point this out at this point. Dave has a little bit against Welsh people. I'm not that guy. Yeah, but I can just imagine the next episode when they're at the funeral and all the citizens of Pontypandy are coming up to him and he's racked with guilt and they're saying to him, Sam, you did the right thing. He was really annoying. You did the right thing.
It's when they uncover all the little skeletons in the garden.
Yeah, that's it. It's like characters like that. You know that Italian woman who used to own the shop, who like you thought that she was a stereotype, so they just naturally wrote her out the show because progression in that. Yeah. It's not. Norman Price actually killed her, and she's buried in his garden.
I can imagine. I can see that.
Yeah, that's it.
I can see that.
But like Fireman Sam's become so racked with guilt that he eventually ends up hanging himself, and that's the end of the episode. Is his body swinging back and forth, and there's like a slow version of the theme at the end as well. When you hear that fire alarm,
right?
Sam is always cool and calm. And
I think that would do a lot of that would give a positive end to the show. I mean, that there are people complaining that Fireman Sam is not PC because it's Fireman Sam rather than Firefighter or Fire Officer Sam.
That's what
so
I mean.
It's a way to round it up.
If you get rid of Sam, you can kind of include everyone else. And,
yeah. And there's a lot of gritty reboots going on. So why, instead of doing a gritty reboot of Fireman Sam, just like have it turn naturally gritty?
That's a good idea, David. I like
because the seeds were laid. As I said, he always looked like a serial killer. That kid.
That's it. Absolutely. So yeah, we can totally ruin any childhood favourite of yours. So you can get hold of us on Twitter, Facebook.
It feels like our childish things should grow as we grow. So instead of this idea, because people have this idea, you've ruined my childhood. It's like you must have had a bad childhood if somebody reimagining your favourite childhood cartoon has now ruined your childhood. Yeah. So instead of that, it grows with us.
That's true. That's what we're doing. We're just updating it for modern times.
Yeah, these things start as a kids' show, but they grow up as we grow up.
That's right. I bet you're really glad we came back.
Oh, yes.
That's right, we're back now.
To be fair, Game of Thrones kind of did it.
It did. Right.
We watch Arya Stark grow up, and then there's a really uncomfortable sex scene where she loses
Spoiler alert!
Yeah, but it's just massively uncomfortable to watch.
That's right.
So
we've seen her grow from a child into a woman, and here's her breasts.
Pretty much. That was it was a bit weird.
It was a bit weird.
And that's saying something for Game of Thrones.
That's it. So we have 1 minute left of our runtime, David.
We do.
Are there any final thoughts you'd like to sum up this episode?
I'm out.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I think what we really need to keep sight of here is that the Loch Ness Monster is in all of us. But I think that sums up the episode perfectly.
More in some of us than others.
That's very profound, David. They could put that.
Thank you.
They could put that on a bumper sticker for a car. That's how profound that is.
I think they should.
Yeah. Well, thank you for listening for the latest episode of the Gaz and Dave podcast.
Yes.
Say goodbye, David.
Goodbye, David.
I've been Gaz McLaughlin. This is David Smith. And we hope you can join us next time.
Whenever that might be.
2043.
Ooh, the future.
The robot uprising. Bye!
Bye-bye.